The Northwest Ordinance Act was passed by Congress in 1787. It provided new rules for governing Northwest Territory. The Louisiana Purchase included 820,000 square miles and was bought for $15 million. There was tension among Congress when Jefferson purchased the land, but he pursued it anyways. Lewis and Clark were expeditioners sent to explore the land obtained in the Louisiana Purchase. After 2 years, the team collected a lot of valuable information about the land. The causes of the War of 1812 include the trade restrictions Britain held over the U.S. from the French and Indian War, impressment of U.S. sailors, and the desire for U.S. to expand territories. The war raised the self-confidence of our army and citizens. We were able to defend our nation against the greatest army in the world, which at the time was the British. We proved ourselves as an independent nation. The Erie Canal was built in the 19th century to connect the Hudson River and the Great Lakes. It was constructed between 1817 and 1825 and paid for itself within 10 years. New York became one of the most important ports in the U.S. because of all the trading. The construction of the Erie Canal made New York City the trading capital of the nation. The national infrastructure expanded along with westward expansion. This connected the nation's cities and towns through a system of railroads and canals. The Monroe Doctrine was basically a U.S. foreign policy stating that Europe could no longer interfere with North and South American continents, and if they did, U.S. would intervene. The Industrial Revolution occurred during the 18th and 19th century and changed the way items were manufactured. Cities were becoming less rural and more urban in Europe and America. Eli Whitney was born December 8, 1865 in Massachusetts. He is known for the invention of the cotton gin and interchangeable parts. The cotton gin was invented in 1793. This machine revolutionized the production of cotton, making the process much quicker. Despite this, there is still a very high demand for slaves in the South. Interchangeable parts were another invention of Eli Whitney. He introduced the idea of manufacturing identical parts, so if a part of a machine was broken, it could be replaced rather than the whole machine being thrown away. This made it easy for unskilled workers to produce mass production. During the 19th century, Americans believed it was their destiny to move west. During this time period, thousands of people migrated west into new territory. The U.S. expanded from 16 states to 33. Reform movements were designed to change society back into the good people they were born as. Some of these reform movements include temperance in public schools. Temperance was led by religious leaders from the Second Great Awakening. Temperance sought to ban the consumption of alcohol. This was thought to reduce all the wrongdoing of. During the 1830s, Northern churches began to notice the wrongdoing of slavery. Together, abolitionists worked to try to end slavery. Women especially had an important role in this reform. Public schools were open and it was required that children attended. Schools were funded by taxes and taught by trained teachers. Horace Mann became one of the first supervisors of education. Women had few rights in the early 19th century. Elizabeth Cady Stanton argued against this and believed women deserved the right to vote and parental custody rights. In 1848, she organized the Seneca Falls Conference. This was the first women's rights convention ever. During Jackson's presidency, people believed in his political ideas such as a stronger presidency. People also believed in nationalism, holding on to their religion, culture, and